In a world full of movie podcasts, here is one more. Welcome to Defend Your Movie with Sean Donnelly.
The time has come again. The champion must stand. It can only be one of us. Victoria! So stand up and fight, my friend. There's a title you must defend. Shut it on and bring it to me. Defend your movie.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Defend Your Movie. I am one of your hosts, Sean Donnelly, joined by my co-host, Andy Fiore.
Hey, buddy. Hey, everybody.
How you doing, pal?
I'm good, man. Coming off a hot live show.
Coming off a hot live show. If you came out to the Fat Black Pussycat to see us last week, it was a barn burner, I would say.
Thank you to everyone who came out. I think we got a lot of new people coming up. I'm going to listen now. That was really cool.
Yes.
So thank you.
It's actually a good tool for promotion.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point now where like everything's digital, but now when you do live stuff, it's almost like a thing where people are like, hey, these live things are kind of old fashioned and cool.
Yeah,
you know?
super fun. I loved it. So thank you. Yeah, it was a great time.
If you don't know what happened, it was awesome. We talked Halloween movies. You know, we're in the month of Halloween. We had we had a murderer's row of guests.
We had 27 Yankees.
We had like one of my comedy idols is like Ron Bennington, who's a radio guy who's just actually
legend.
He's in comedy radio Hall of Fame probably.
Oh yeah.
Sal Volcano from Impractical Jokers, was known for years. And then our big one was Amy Schumer decided to drop
an actual movie star.
Yes, an actual movie star. It was up to the 18th hour, whatever they call it. What is it called? They call it when it's right at the last minute. Like we weren't sure if she was going to come.
24th hour.
24th hour, whatever. I don't think that's it.
The 25th hour?
25th hour? Maybe that's it.
That's
Anyway, so she actually ended up coming, and she couldn't have been nicer for doing that. So
Very
a big
sweet.
thank you to everybody who came to the show, all the guests, and
Comedy
it was a
Cellar.
blast. If you haven't listened to the episode, it's the one right before this one. Check it out, because it was a great episode on top of having like amazing guests. We're still in the month of Halloween there, Andy.
Yeah.
And before we get to our Halloween idea we have, how was your past week?
It was good, man. I was coming off feeling great about the live show. I had such a fun time, and was away this weekend in Virginia, but managed to catch a bunch of movies that I watched in the past week.
Well, we actually one that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
we both saw Mandy at this point.
We finally both saw Mandy.
You want to talk about that first?
Sure.
I loved it.
Loved it.
I loved it. Dan St. Germain is in love with it. Like if you don't know Dan St. Germain, he's been on the show. He's a comic. He's hilarious.
He defended
he's like one of my best buddies.
Not Goonies, the other one.
What did he defend?
I can't remember. It was the Goonies versus episode.
Oh yeah, Monster Squad. He defended.
Yes.
But anyway, we saw it in my apartment, dude. This movie is so good. I've never done this before or after. We high-fived. Because I realized this. There's some things you realize you love about movies as you get older, as you see more and more of it. You're like, I love certain formulas for movies. Revenge movies are amazing.
I loved it.
And this was like revenge mixed with horror, mixed with gore, but it also, they threw, I think in the vein of, I'm not saying Stranger Things is the reason that this happened, but with the release of Stranger Things like a couple years ago, I think authenticity in things from the past is really coming into its prime right now. Like I think, I'll give you examples. Actually, it segues into perfectly into another movie I saw. Stranger Things nailed 1983. Nailed it. The first season is like, you watch it, and if you were alive then,
right.
It's how I remember it.
Absolutely, the look.
The look of it, how the kids act.
The dress,
everything, right? Everything is perfect. So I think since then, people have been trying to recreate that kind of stuff. And what an example is Mandy. Like, it looks 80s, it has a feel, but not just that, they took it to another level where it even has the writing feel of like an 80s bad B-movie.
Yeah, Cheddar Goblin is a perfect example. Do you remember that?
No,
it was
Cheddar
like
Goblin?
The fake commercial, the Cheddar Goblin. It was the mac and cheese commercial.
No, I never saw that.
That he watches I don't want to give too much away.
In the movie, you mean? Yeah,
in the movie, and it's like a crazy, fucked up commercial where you're like, oh, that's so weird.
Yeah.
But you remember watching TV as a little kid at the time. I was 5-6 years old in like '83, so I'm like, that nailed it perfectly.
I remember. Do you remember there was a commercial from back then, Deep, Dark, and Delicious for chocolate?
No.
I forget what brand of chocolate it was, and I think it was an old lady on a bench, and then she'd be like, "This chocolate's great," and there's a voice that goes, "Deep, Dark, and Delicious." And that was the commercial. It was the freakiest thing ever. But Mandy, how much does it nail? Like, it's supposed to be probably
perfect.
84, 80. Maybe.
I think it's 83. I think it actually says
83, right?
Oregon, 1983.
I can't love revenge movies more. We won't give. I'll give some stuff away about the movie. So
I don't want to give.
If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. We won't give away the ending. It's a revenge movie. You got Nicolas Cage. They nailed it. As far as like this is what I think Nicolas Cage is going to be famous again because
he really was perfect.
He was perfect for this, and the reason he was perfect because you had a Nicolas Cage freakout scene, and it was a weird movie, and he barely said anything.
But when he did, he nailed it. Like you were like, oh yeah, he can be a good actor when he wants. Dude's been in a Coen Brothers movie. They don't fuck around.
No.
If you go back and watch Raising Arizona, he's a really good actor.
He's a really good actor.
So it's like he did kind of get stuck in that. I don't know how many. Well, I don't even know what you want to call them. B movies, maybe.
I think he got relegated. I think he has.
He's really good at leaving Las Vegas.
Something happened with his finances where he had to make as many movies as he could, but he lost a lot of money. I think, and maybe a divorce or something. Something happened where he got
going
hit.
through the paycheck.
Going through the paychecks.
This reminds you again. The guy can fucking act. Like he has a freak out scene. He has like a I can't believe that just happened scene. So, without giving anything, his wife gets abducted by his crazy cult, and then it's a revenge. Like him going after her.
Yes, and it was like the horror gore version of that because there's other movies that are similar to this. Like there's actually another movie called Breakdown, which came out in the '90s. It's got Kurt Russell in it. It also has Jack Noseworthy, who was in 21 and Dead, or that show from MTV.
Yeah.
And he was a character. He's also in the Brady Bunch movie as like the badass. But he's in it as like a guy who plays like he's slow, but then he's really not. And JT Walsh is in it, who died. A great character actor. He plays the mayor in Pleasantville.
Okay.
Anyway, same kind of thing where Breakdown is like almost like a light. It's a way different movie, but those types of things where like the guy comes back, like Breakdown. The guy's wife, they break down on the highway. They're in like a nice SUV. They get picked up by JT Walsh, who just seems like a nice truck driver. And he's like, I'll tell you what, I'll take you down to this town. You make a phone call, we'll come back, whatever. The lady never comes back. So finally, Kurt Russell, his wife is gone, so he has to go find out what's going on. So the whole movie is him trying to get his wife back.
Yeah.
Right? That's a different type of movie. But it's like
similar plot.
Revenge type thing. Like it's like he's on the I love that idea. It's this very simple story that I love because what you love is it's almost like the video games of movies. Because when you have a video games, you have level bosses and you have like a big boss. And that's exactly like you could just make a straight up video game out of Mandy because that's what you had. You had the lower bosses, and then you had the guy you got to at the end.
Yeah.
And then just more.
That's hilarious. That's a great way to put it.
And the great thing about Mandy is like what happens when he's taking the revenge out. I won't give you details, but they just take it to an extreme that you're like, this just tops all the other revenge movies because it's just like the gore factor. What just the dialogue, everything.
Chaos.
Yeah. And it's just like,
but in a really good way, like. That is the type of movie that could get out of control really quickly. Like you could just lose focus or whatever.
Oh no, but they stick to the formula of revenge,
and it's all really well done. It looks beautiful. It's scored really well.
It's like
acted really well.
It's like a controlled trippy movie. Because at one point he's tripping because there's a thing in the movie where they trip out of
some great drug use.
And then you know what it's like? It's basically. This is like porn for dudes who work at Hot Topic. If you had a guy who worked at Hot Topic,
I guarantee it's one of those.
If he was to make a movie, this is the movie he would make.
Yeah, it's already his favorite number one of all time.
Number one of all time, no matter what.
I'm going to see it again tomorrow in the theater. I watched it at home alone, and then I want you. Nobody had seen it yet. Like you hadn't seen it yet. I'm like, I need to talk about this movie with somebody, and so I finally got my buddy Chris to watch it. Chris immediately went and watched. The director's first movie, after that. Like, so he watched Mandy, and then the second movie in a row, he's like, we got to go see this in the theater.
Really?
And it's working right down here near us. So, I'm
What's
going to see
his
it.
first movie? Yeah.
It's Panos Cosmatos is his name, and I can't remember his first movie.
Well, it's funny. While me and Dan are watching it, I'm like, oh, this director has an issue with fat people because they have something happens to the fat kid in the movie, and then they mention something else about being like too fat and whatever, and then I'm like, oh, he has an issue, and then Sage Man's like, he's a really big guy.
Okay.
He's a fat guy.
Gotcha.
So that's his own. That's like his own anxiety is coming out there.
Yeah. So I'm going to go see it in the theater again tomorrow, and I can't wait.
What else did you see?
I watched some weird ones. You know when you're on the road and you just catch weird stuff on TV during the middle of the afternoon?
Oh,
just
sure.
Being a piece of
Absolutely.
Shit. I saw The Shape of... Well, all right, I'll start with this. I saw Waterworld, finally. I've never seen Waterworld.
I've only seen clips of Waterworld.
I just remember that at the time, in the mid-'90s, it being so hyped up about the budget. Like
yes,
it blew...
because I think it might have been... Was it the first $100 million budget or no?
I think so, and it was maybe the most budgeted film of all time. And then, like, the returns were not nearly close to
not
what
even
it
close. And it was I think it was the point where Kevin Costner's career changed. Like,
yeah.
I think
couple
that's
years
what did
after
it.
Field of Dreams, and then it was.
Is that
I
when
think
it was?
95.
Or then it was the beginning of the end.
Field of
Then.
Dreams is earlier than I always think. Field of Dreams is 90s.
But it was the beginning of the end then.
Yeah, and he's fine in it. And here's the other thing: it's a fine movie. It's fine. It was good. I was genuinely like, all right, I'm going to watch this whole thing because I need to know what happens. It's an interesting take.
See, that's an interesting thing too, man. Sometimes these movies that bomb so badly and become famous for bombing aren't terrible movies.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I didn't see it, but honestly, I feel that way about Batman versus Superman. People lost their minds about how bad it was.
Yeah.
And it was so hyped down, I guess you could call it, because it was so like, oh my God, it was so bad. That when I saw it, I was like, it's not as bad as everybody's saying.
Yeah,
it's really not as bad as everybody's saying.
It was fine. I actually enjoyed it.
You did enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then isn't Dennis Hopper's the bad guy?
Dennis Hopper's the bad guy, and it's got a cool, post-apocalyptic. There's no land left anymore. And there's evil guys who live on the water. There's these guys who are drifters, who are just kind of independents, which is what Kevin Costner is. And then he is one of the rare people who's adapted to the water world, where like he's got like these small gills, like he can breathe underwater.
Oh, that's what did it. Probably that's fucking
maybe, but
dumb.
it's not. I guess so, but I didn't.
How many
think of it
years
like
is
that.
it supposed to be?
It's well into the future.
Okay, it's well in the future. I'll tell you what that okay, at least the science gets backed up that way. It has to be like 1,000 years in the future.
A little couple gills behind his ears, so you don't like see him really.
Okay.
And he's just kind of a badass in it.
That's kind of corny, and that's pretty bad.
But it's not. That doesn't really play a huge factor in the movie. He's just one of the guys who was one of the. He just evolved. Like,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you.
You had me
it was good, dude.
You
it was
had me
fine.
up until Kevin Costner has gills.
Fair enough.
I did not know that. I think maybe I knew that a long time ago. Also, the title I think is why the movie bombed.
Yeah,
awful title.
It is kind of an awful title, and they do use it as it's called. They go, "Oh, here in Waterworld."
Oh, yeah.
You know,
yeah. Andy, this is an awful movie. You
No,
just
it's
gave me
not
two
awful.
pieces of information that tell me it's a shitty movie.
I would recommend it. I wouldn't say it's a terrible movie.
It
was a perfect hotel room movie where I'm like, I've never seen this. I'm going to try and prove everybody wrong, and I think it was a good movie.
It's like the perfect thing where when you're lying weirdly on the bed, and you're like, I'm not going to move. I might as well just watch this and just get fully involved in it. What else did you say?
To stick with our water theme, I saw last year's Best Picture winner, The Shape of Water, which I had never seen before.
Wow, you're really going with these gill.
That was just a
gill type movies.
It's just a pure coincidence. It was okay. I mean, this chick totally fucks the frogman, and they really.
I didn't watch it because I was afraid that like there's the part like almost like the ET thing where they chase after the frogman.
They totally do. That's
I
exactly
hate
what
when that
happens.
happens.
I'm shocked that. I immediately was like, what were the other Best Picture nominees? And I was shocked at this one. Shocked.
Really?
Yeah. Because
there was other. Yeah.
There was like Dunkirk was so much better. I can't think of the other ones right now, but it was just like, what the Guillermo del Toro directed it. It looks nice.
The movie itself wasn't
God.
that.
It was fine, I guess, but holy smokes! Because I like to give all the Best Picture nominations a chance. You know, it's like, well, you got the nominee for whatever reason, one way or the other. So it's probably not a terrible movie.
But from doing this podcast, we realized they fuck up a lot.
That's true. That's true.
It's like everything's political. Like we're living in a time where politics is taking over. Even things that aren't like world politics are freaking like even show business political.
Yeah.
Like it's a popularity contest sometimes. Sometimes things get nominated because the guy like look at Departed. Like that was them paying Scorsese back. We've mentioned it before. Like
100%.
It happened. So
y'all know my feelings.
That's why when people go up, like you have that there's a famous clip of Jim Carrey, who now I have an issue with Jim Carrey now because I Hollywood was fine for Jim when he was making $20 million a picture, but now he's going to comment on the state of show business. I'm like, why? Because you made a fucking bazillion dollars and it doesn't matter anymore. Like, it's funny what he did. It's him on the Golden Globes. On the Golden Globes, they have a clip. It must have been from like 5 years ago. Who knows when it was from? And he has the beard and he comes out and they go, now welcome a 2-time Golden Globe winner, Jim Carrey. And he comes out in the clip and he goes, that's right, I'm 2-time Golden Globe winner. Sometimes when I go to sleep at night, that's what I think about. When I go to sleep, I'm 2-time Golden Globe winner. Like saying like it doesn't matter. And he goes, and I go to bed every night dreaming about being 3-time Golden Globe. It was funny, but I'm like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Because when you were coming up and you wrote that $1 million check to yourself, go fuck yourself. And being in show business, you know that there's some people lie about them, being endearing. Like not endearing, but like not everything's very it is legit as far as people's like outlooks. Like everything, even when you think of somebody being real, it can be manufactured, and I think that's manufactured. I think at this point now, I think he like, I worried about work too much and I'm getting older. But it's like, but fuck you, like admit, like, I care. Maybe he did. Who knows? I don't know. He might have a book where
but maybe because you did worry that much is why you succeeded and achieved. Like that is a large part of the climb.
I think so. So it's like, don't sit there and go, and the thing that made you who you are and now it just bankrolls your family. You went from homelessness to now you're bankrolling 10 generations of your family. Yeah. You're going to go, let's shit on this thing. Because it's like, come on, man. That's do what you want. It was funny. But in my head, I'm like, this is just because it suits you now.
Yeah.
And if it was 93 and you wanted one of those fucking things because it made an extra $1 million,
right.
Come on, dude. Come on. Stop with the artistry of whatever the fuck. Anyway, so
I got 2 more if you want to do.
Yes, 2 more. I'll get mad about both of those.
Our buddy Joe List was raving about this movie last week, so it was on, and I gave it a watch on Netflix. It's a movie called The Overnight with Adam Scott and Jason Schwartzman. Do you know of it, Alex? Oh, yeah. I saw a List, and he was like, dude, you got to watch The Overnight. It's great.
I never even heard of it.
I never heard of it either.
It's on Netflix?
But List is a movie guy like us. It's on Netflix. I did not love it as much as Joe List loved it. But then again, he was coming off a 2-time watching. So I'm like, maybe I'll give it another chance. It's a funny hour and a half, all in, all out, just like kind of romantic couples comedy where one couple's this super progressive LA couple, and they meet the other couples, their children playing together in the park. So they're like, come over to our house for dinner. You guys just moved here. Let's get to know each other. And then all this weirdness that's like, we didn't think they were who they were. It's a comedy. It was fine. I didn't love it.
Yeah.
Quick watch on Netflix, though, if you want something like that. Really light. Some funny parts I laughed out loud, but Joe List loved it a lot more than I did.
Wow, yeah. That's crazy.
And
so, but it wasn't a moment where you were like, I got this wreck, and then the movie blew me away.
He
just said, you know what it was? That's probably one of those things where like somebody wasn't expecting much from it, and they liked it a lot.
I think so. Yeah. I think that's what Joe.
But then but if you transfer it, if you're giving the wreck, then you're expecting more.
And I think here's the other thing too, which bodes to what you were saying, is he saw it in the theater. Where it was like, I went to a theater and got blown away by it, which is a lot different than seeing something at home and getting recommended to you. It's like, somebody recommended this to me, I could just watch it at home. You're going to judge it a lot more harshly than you do in the theater.
Yeah, and I'm going to watch it and be like, like if I stumble upon something, I'm like, shit, that was pretty great.
There is a major difference. There is a theater-going difference. That's why I can't wait to see Mandy tomorrow in the theater, because if I love it even more, which is going to be hard.
I just hope that that Mandy, that the IFC theater, how are the theaters?
It's a little
there?
small,
but
shitty, that's all right. Whatever.
What's the other one?
Sicario 2, Day of the Soledad.
How was it?
Great. I loved it. I like those movies. It's like you said, it's a simple formula. You know what you're in for. Yeah. And it's got Josh Brolin, Benicio del Toro. You know what you're going to get from those guys. It's just going to be a good watch. And it was great. I loved it. Well,
I'll tell you, my other story about movie watching, I saw before I get into it, me and Shane Torres, hilarious comic, been on the podcast. I believe, yeah, he's definitely been on the podcast. Right, Alex? Shane's been on the podcast. Yeah. We're buddies. Super funny comic. And we did spots at the same place last night. So I'm like, oh, let's go to a movie. We went to go see Mid-90s, which is Jonah Hill's directorial. I think it's the first thing he wrote and directed.
Yeah, it's he's all in. I was listening to him talk about it earlier on Stern, and he is very passionate about it. Almost so where he sold me on it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go see it. I like Jonah Hill. I've always been a Jonah Hill guy. I always root and pull for him.
I think Jonah Hill's great.
Yeah,
I think
too.
Wolf of Wall Street blows me away what Jonah Hill does in that movie. But I will tell you, there was a little story, and I want to get both of your opinions on this. Me and Shane show up. We're just talking loud. It's a Monday night at the movie theater. There's 2 other people ahead of us, and we're just. I guess we didn't think. Okay, we weren't thinking of what was around us. Whatever, right? So we're going. Oh, what do they got? We're looking at the board, and we're not really paying attention to what's around us. And then he mentions Halloween, and then Shane goes, "Oh, my buddy saw it. He says it wasn't that great." Right? Now, unbeknownst to us, there's 2 people paying for tickets at that moment.
Yeah.
For Halloween, and then we hear noises from the dude, and and then I look down, and the dude's like, bah, we're getting tickets for he's like, yeah, bah. He's all frustrated. So I'm like, what happened? She goes, the girl's like, we're about to go see it, and I'm like, oh, sorry, we didn't realize you were there. Like,
nor what difference does that fucking make?
What difference does it make? And like, my friend didn't like it. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck does that matter?
Okay, my other friend loved it. So
yeah, right.
Who knows?
Exactly. That's what I said. So the guy keeps walking away. The guy walks away. I go, what are you getting so upset for? And the guy was walking away visibly upset.
That's hilarious.
Monday night in the movie theater, visibly upset. He's walking away with the girl, and I'm like, buddy, it's okay. Don't worry. Don't get mad. I'm trying to like do that thing where
you're
like,
this much. No way that guy enjoyed the movie.
Oh, there's no way he enjoyed the movie. But if he would have just left it at
Blamed
that,
it all on you.
If he would have been like, guys, we're about to see it, and then it was like more of a affable, like fun little like, come on.
I guess so.
Broke our
but
balls
I mean,
a little bit. I would have been okay with it not saying the words. Oh, I'm so sorry, and then left it at that. But he kept like mumbling shit. And I go, dude, what is the deal? Stop it.
Yeah, you can't let.
And then I go, oh, we'll go. And then right as they're walking to the escalator, we decide, oh, we'll go see Mid-90s. And from the back, you hear him go, I heard it sucked. And I'm like, dude, whatever. So what I'm thinking is, did we...
Yeah, and it's not going to let me affect me at all.
Yeah, did we step over a line?
Not at all.
What do you think, Alex?
No. Definitely not.
Not, right?
You know what I mean? You don't read one review or a critic or a Yelp or a Rotten Tomato or anything before you go see a movie. I do that all the time. I still make my own opinion up about it.
One random schlub is like, yeah, my friend didn't like it. You know what
if
I'm saying?
anything, I would have looked at you and been like, look at him. He doesn't know what he's talking.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. But no, chubby guys you always have to trust because
that's true.
Watch a lot of movies.
No, come on. What a complete overreaction.
Isn't that a total overreaction?
Completely.
So whatever. I want to tell that story. But I'm like, I think so a little bit. But I was like, if he would have just been like ignored it, that would have been a different story. But he like made a point of huffing and puffing. And I'm like, oh, you're just.
I can't believe he shouted back. Oh, that's funny.
Shouted back. I heard it sucked. So we went to go see Mid-90s. I just thought of it this way. We don't have to talk about Alex. You might have to cut this part out. We don't have to talk about Mid-90s. You're gonna go see it.
I am gonna go see it probably.
So I shouldn't talk about it. Then.
Okay, that's fair.
All right.
Did you like it? I'll still go see it.
Yes, but I have reasons why I like it.
Okay, because, it's got a lot of the elements that, from what I've seen, I've watched the trailer, I've heard Jonah Hill talk about it, that I came up with. I was a mid-90s kid. I was, in 95, let's say, I was 16 years old. I was, in that kind of skateboarding, rollerblading culture, hip-hop, and a lot of that stuff.
Same
so
here.
It's like, I'm just interested.
So
my worry is that it's like a little kids-ish, but I don't think it will be.
Oh, kids, the movie. All right, let's do the meat part of the meat and potatoes of the podcast. I thought it actually kind of works. We're going to name this episode Sean versus Scary Movies. I'm so embarrassed when I do this. I don't watch a lot of scary movies. I've seen classic ones. I've seen The Exorcist a long time ago. But The Shining I like, but I've only seen it like once or twice maybe, and that was years ago. So one of those things where I don't know them because I'm like, I always think I'm going to get so freaked out by some of these movies. So,
well, it's funny you say that because I think a lot of the fun about scary movies and horror movies is, when the jumps are coming, you know when the scary parts are coming, and if it's a good movie, you're still going to go back and watch it. Like, that's The Exorcist for me. That's The Shining for me. And here's another fun part, I think. If you haven't seen these movies in a while, they're still going to be scary. Like, if it's been a while. I watched The Exorcist a couple weeks ago for the first time, just because it's on. Once October hits, all the channels just show all the scary movies.
Right.
And I hadn't seen it in a few years, and I was like, I forgot how scary it is.
Oh no, it's a brilliantly made movie, and it's super, super scary. But what you call it? But no, my point is this. So I don't see many. So I'm like, we were trying earlier. Full disclosure, we're trying to figure out what to do versus this and the other thing. So then I saw a list online that was like 20 scary movies for people who, 20 Halloween movies for people who don't like to be scared.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's me. I don't like to be scared. Because I always ask people, like, dude, I won't watch certain movies. Like, even like, all right, Human Centipede. A lot of people won't watch Human Centipede because it's a gross out movie. It's not scary. It's just a gross out movie.
That's why I don't like a lot of the torture porn, they call it. The gore, the saws.
The saws, yeah, I won't watch that.
I've seen Hostel. I have never seen Saw because there's just that overt torture. I can't do it. I just can't watch it. And I love horror movies. I love psychological thrillers.
I like thrillers more than I like horror movies. Like I'll watch thrillers.
I loved Hereditary. That, you know,
that I haven't seen, but I've heard that people got so freaked out by that.
It's a scary ass movie without the guys drilling in his nose. Stuff like that.
But I'd love to. Let's go over. I want to get our opinions on the 20.
Okay, great.
So we're gonna call it Sean versus scary movies this episode because I'm too much of a puss to like know about the real scary movies.
Yeah.
What's the title of it again, Alex?
It's called Best Not Scary Halloween Movie.
All right.
Or it might as well be called Sean Donnelly's list.
So we'll count it down.
You want to count it down?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it. What was that? that was like Alex Travolta.
All right, Chachi.
All right, let's go. Number 20.
First one, Practical Magic. And that's funny. Andy will appreciate this. Nick DiPaolo always uses that as like a stock reference.
I don't even know Practical Magic.
Yeah.
Oh, it's with Sandra Bullock, and it has Stockard Channing in it.
Oh, okay.
It's from the 90s. You know what's so funny about this? I just saw parts of it for the first time, and it's like the quintessential woman's Halloween movie. There's always movies about like women like putting spells on guys.
Oh, every girl I know, Hocus Pocus is all.
You probably won't see that anymore because now it's kind of turned the page. Like, I think back in the day, what was antiquated was like girls being like, "Why won't he like me? I'm gonna go to this truth sayer to find out. Or I'm gonna go to this wizard to find out if he can put a spell on this guy so he'll like me." But now everybody's more in control, so they're like, they have the whole movement of like, "Hey, I don't need this guy to like me. I'm gonna fucking take charge myself." You know?
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? You actually say that because a lot of the original OG slasher films, it ends up a woman is the lone survivor and the strongest one to come out of like the group. If you watch a lot of the Friday the 13th, or it's a woman who prevails.
Or look at video games. Metroid, a woman the whole time. Remember Metroid from Nintendo? Yeah. It was a woman. What's the next one?
All right, the next one is Happy Death Day. I've never heard of this movie.
Oh, I heard this was good. I never saw it.
Never saw it.
Wait, I thought that would be scary.
I don't know. It says, imagine if Groundhog Day ended in murder every single time. That's Happy Death Day.
It's almost like Final Destination, but with murder.
Right.
But actually, Final Destination has murder as well, so it's the same thing. All right, what's next?
Death Becomes Her with Meryl Streep.
Oh, that's just a straight-up comedy.
Yeah, that's not even a...
That's the one where Meryl...
this list is real soft.
That one was famous for, like, the crazy makeup jobs. They twist Meryl Streep's head. Which, if you really think about it, it was, like, prime Meryl Streep is famous time. So it's a big deal. It's almost like whenever they do a bunch of makeup on a Hollywood star, there's always a news story about it. Like when they put when what's his name was the Grinch, when Jim Carrey was the Grinch, and they're like, you're covering up, you're paying $20 million to make the biggest movie star in the world green, and like it's a big deal. They're like it's all that's the business part of it, you know?
Yeah.
Death Becomes Her, I saw it a long time ago. I remember it being just kind of shitty.
I don't think I've seen anyone on this list yet.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, because you watch real manly movies, and I'm watching the scary. All right, go ahead.
This is one of my all-time
I should have
favorites.
said Manly. That's bad.
Really?
What?
This is one of my all-time favorites, Beetlejuice.
Oh, come on.
Favorites,
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Beetlejuice. That should
Absolutely.
be. How is that number one on this list?
I don't think it's any particular order, because
Oh,
this
okay.
should be like definitely top
I thought it was like a
5.
countdown order.
It's not that scary.
Because the next one should be number 1 for me.
Oh.
Beetlejuice is one of the quintessential Halloween movies that is not scary. It's true. Actually, is there a scary part of Beetlejuice? I feel like there's like a couple of parts that are like.
I watched it when I was super young. It kind of scared me a little bit, but I don't know. What's his name? Michael Keaton brings kind of almost such a comedic take on his character. It's hard to be. I guess some of the imagery, the Tim Burton imagery in like Hell, can be scary.
It's funny what things scare you when you're little. Like I remember I used to get scared by. There used to be a McDonald's commercial when they had the moon singing with sunglasses on, and it was Mac Tonight. That's what it was called. Like a big Mac Tonight. And I remember they would give out sunglasses with meals that had the little moon guy on them, and I was scared of the.
Right.
It was so freaky.
Yeah,
because it was the moon with the face and sunglasses, and he'd be at the piano, and he was in a tuxedo, but it just freaked me out for some reason. That. And Large Marge from
Large
Pee-wee's,
Marge, totally.
that scared me.
Large Marge
You don't
scared
expect that when that happens.
All right, this is what you think should be number 1, Alex?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
which
is
one's
what I
that?
think should be number 1. Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah.
Scared me as a kid.
Yeah, it's scary.
And it just became beloved.
Even the librarian part, it's scary. It's actually legitimately scary, the
It has
librarian
some
part.
suspenseful parts where it's just like you don't know what could be around the next corner. Scares.
The sequel has one of the best Bill Murray lines ever in
Which
the world.
one?
They in the sequel they get the Statue of Liberty. So they use the ooze on the Statue of
course.
Liberty,
And then
so they
Nintendo
can
controls
spread positivity, so they can break the shell of like that whatever that evil stuff is.
The ooze, yeah.
The ooze, but they turned it positive, whatever. So they're in the Statue of Liberty, and Venkman, one of the other ones goes, I don't know if she can take all this pressure, whatever, in the water, or something like that. And then Bill Murray goes, they're in the Statue of Liberty. He goes, she can take it. She's a harbor chick. One of my favorite things ever.
He's got one of my favorite moments in which you just show how subtly brilliant Bill Murray is when the EPA guy comes in the first one, who, by the way, has a complete, totally legitimate gripe with whatever.
Yes, absolutely. He was right. That's
He goes, I don't want to know what you're doing back there. And they're like, no, can't go back. It's like, well, no, he needs to know.
Yeah, that's his job.
Right.
Yeah.
And
also, that's the guy. That's the reporter from Die Hard.
Yes, it is.
It's he's famous.
Just most famous ginger I know. He always got a big red beard and hair.
He played a rapist on SVU one day.
He just goes, I'm from the EPA, and we'd like to know what you're doing back there. Bill Murray just goes, great. He goes, well, from the EPA. Bill Murray goes, great. How's it going down there?
So good.
What's the next one, bud?
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Now, this is almost like Split People back in the day. Like, were you ever a fan?
No.
Susan Sarandon's
it's just
so
a
hot.
musical. Yeah, she is hot, but like musicals for me don't really do it.
Tim Curry, I love.
Tim Curry's great. It
was like a bad movie that it just became popular after a while.
But if it on this list, I can see how it applies.
Absolutely. Next.
What We Do in the Shadows, which is turning into a TV series.
Great movie. Great movie.
Yeah,
I never saw it.
This is from
Flight of the
I
Conchords
tried
guy.
out.
Yes, it's the same writer-director who did...
It's Jermaine Clement.
He did... No, but the guy who directed, he did Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, really?
So it's got
Right.
that same tone, but it's like all vampires. And there's one vampire who's like 5,000 years old, and then there's like a contemporary vampire. It's super funny, and it's really good. It's
I
set...
auditioned to play their neighbor, a guy named Sean, who's a firefighter from Staten Island.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, What We Do in the Shadows is really...
I gotta check it out.
Yeah, very funny movie. Really good.
Next.
Edward Scissorhands.
That's two Tim Burtons on this list. Tim Burton was like the king of that stuff. Because he also, like, Batman Returns has a Halloween vibe to it.
Yeah, I
Nightmare
mean...
Before Christmas.
This was Vincent Price's last on-screen? I think it might have been.
Yeah.
I think it was, yeah.
Great, so...
Old Vincent Price, yeah.
Edward Scissorhands is, like, not scary at all, just sad.
Yeah.
It's such a sad movie.
Totally.
Edward Scissorhands, there's a movie that you watch when you're little that really kind of teach you how to have empathy. This is one of them. I think this if I have to remember, not that I'm saying I was like a sociopath or something, but like, I think it made it, like, the things that make you feel like you feel them so much more when you're feeling for them for the first time. Not to be lame about it, but like, watching that, I remember feeling so bad for Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, yeah.
But it kind of teaches you a lesson. Like, you shouldn't, he's different. You shouldn't treat him different. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, totally.
That's why I love movies so much, I guess. What's next?
Witches of Eastwick, which I've never seen before.
I never.
It's okay.
That was like, for me, what'd you think? Sorry.
No, it's all right. I watched it not long ago, just because I think I started it years ago and never seen how it resolved itself. It's fine. It's like, it's got a great cast, but
Great cast, but I think it was one of those movies that when we were little, what was it? You were like, oh, it's an adult movie.
yes,
Yes.
perfectly put.
Yes.
And then I finally saw it as an
And
adult.
no,
and you're just
no,
like, eh.
and I never. And then when you become an adult, I never went like, "Oh shit, I got to catch up by watching Witches of Eastwick."
right.
What's next, buddy?
Next,
Shaun of the Dead, love.
Great
Love.
movie. I love zombie movies. I like zombie a lot. That's my thing more than I like the remake of Dawn of the Dead. I think that's the remake, right? It's
gotta be.
the one that they have in the mall.
parody.
What?
no. We know. No, there is a Dawn of the Dead remake.
Oh,
There's
There
Dawn
is-
of the Dead
yeah, there is,
remake.
yeah.
I love that one. I think it's great. I love movies where they like you have to up the ante on how you take care of the situation. That's why I love revenge ones because it's like how do they get back? Like Man on Fire, like how he gets back.
Yeah.
That's like I was saying before about revenge movies. And this is like all the different creative ways that you can kill a zombie. You know, Shaun of the Dead does a bunch of great ones. You know, like and then I like how they like. You know, he keeps the buddy around at the end, and it's fucking such a great movie.
Yeah, great movie.
And I saw a picture of him. It's so funny because that was that's my your first exposure to Sean. What's his name? No,
Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg is.
They make
is that
great
movie.
movies too. Paul's a good movie.
Yeah.
They're a good team.
Hot Fuzz. I wasn't as
I didn't
into.
love,
It kind of had a
but-
weird thing to it. But I saw a picture of him recently. I'm like, oh yeah, he's probably like close to 50 years old, or like he's probably around my age. Like maybe he's like 45 or something. But I think of him as Shaun of the Dead because I just still have that picture of him, like, you know.
Quality flick.
Yeah, cool poster, too.
Yeah.
Next one?
The next one is Addams Family.
Oh, a movie I love.
I liked it when I was a kid, but I
It's
never
still a good
sought it
movie.
out. Is it really?
Yeah, it still holds up.
It also has it was like
Phenomenal cast.
it was like a good, when they, you know, putting the show to, what do they call it? You know,
Yeah, it was
when they
an adaptation.
Adaptation.
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ, I couldn't think of the word adaptation. So, you know, from TV to the movies. It was just a real, I think it was the first one of those like quality versions of that done.
Perfectly cast.
And it was
perfectly cast.
Perfectly cast. And it was, Angelica Houston as Morticia is like insane.
Perfect. I think it's a very clever movie the way they do it. Just all the characters, the way they twist the story to make Uncle Fester become like just a normal dude, but he becomes like, it was very. Yeah, I just loved. I really like it. I've watched it not too long ago.
Really?
As an adult, and been like, oh, this is a great movie.
I haven't seen it in 20 years.
The Addams Family Values is just garbage, but then Addams Family, very great. I love it.
What else is next there, Alex?
Little Shop of Horrors.
A little dated, even just I don't know. I saw it as a kid. I remember
one?
my aunt takes Little Shop of Horrors.
I loved it as a kid.
Yeah.
Loved it. It's dated,
Just the
but
whole eat me and I
anything
loved.
with Rick Moranis, I'll dig.
Yeah.
Love Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis and Bill Murray. One of my dad's favorite scenes ever was the Bill Murray dentist scene with Steve Martin
Yes.
when he goes in and he's just a sadist or he's a masochist, whatever, and he goes, and as he has the stuff in his mouth, he goes, "It's your professionalism that I respect." Me and my dad used to do that back and forth. I have a very nostalgic connection with Little Shop of Horrors. Next.
I do too. My aunt took me to see the play on Broadway.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When I
that's
was in
pretty
like
awesome.
mid '80s.
Next is Casper.
No,
take it or leave
next.
it. Next.
Next one is Labyrinth.
Oh, that could be scary to kids.
Yeah, people forget about Labyrinth.
People have a fondness for it. I go back. I don't know if you watch it recently. It's not great.
No.
But people do love the what's the word when you think love something from your youth?
a nostalgia.
Nostalgia. Thank you.
I just said the word 3 minutes ago.
I'm an idiot.
I remember, like, my sister, I think, loved Labyrinth. Or, like, I feel like at that time in the 80s or whenever it came out, like, 15-year-old girls loved it.
Yeah,
I
totally.
think that's kind of how I felt about that movie.
And R.I.P. David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly. I was like, holy shit.
I tried to make up a laugh to hide my dumb fuck.
What's next, buddy?
We got time for two more.
It's
more.
The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Oh, classic animation, but
Yeah.
absolutely nothing.
You don't see much of that anymore, like where it's like prime time cartoons.
Yeah.
That like that are like done like events like that. What's next?
Caroline? I've never heard of it. Or
Never heard of it.
Coraline? Yeah.
No, let's go to the next one.
All right. Halloween Town.
I don't know.
Never heard of it.
That's it?
That's all
That's
of
the
it?
list?
Yeah, it's the list.
Was Halloween Town the number one? Did we go in exact order?
We didn't go in any order.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't go in any order, but yeah.
Halloween Town.
I don't know.
Sounds like a very...
Maybe that'll be my project for next week.
All right, well, thanks for listening, guys. We have to get out of here, but anything you want to plug there, Andy?
I can't remember my dates right. AndyFiore.com for all my tour dates, and Andy Fiore at Andy Fiore on all my social media. Come see a show. Please, just listen to the podcast. Or if you have Sirius XM, you can listen to my show every Thursday at 4 p.m. live. It's the Raw Report, and Sean's been on a million times. And just come say hi if you see us out and about.
And I'm at Shawnee Time on Instagram and Twitter. We are on Showbiz Studios. That's showbizstudios.com. They have a YouTube page. They have an iTunes page. Email us if you have opinions about the podcast. Let us know.
We need some more verses.
What?
We need some more verses.
We need some more verses. Defendyourmovie at gmail.com. We're also, follow us on Twitter. Same thing, Defend Your Movie on Twitter. Also, what's up, Alex?
Check out Sean's appearance on The Daily from Friday.
Take out Sean's appearance from The Daily.
Yeah.
On top of that, subscribe. Tell your friends about the podcast. Review. If you dig the podcast, review it. If you don't, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself, you bunch of bums. No, I'm kidding. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you next week. And good morning.
There's a time